25925. 25925. Breakfast time. Breakfast time.
What is it? Are you really worrying about that right now? Then you've asked the right person. I actually know the answer to that. The owner of Odin's Tavern is Apex, the space station's largest shareholder. The CEO of Apex died an unnatural death just before the space station was launched, and control of the group was transferred to Asarada, the eldest son of the Todd family. He was also the one who stepped up to take charge during the station's explosion crisis. What do you think? How does a mud-stomping ex-space pirate like me end up as a Brighton Zone merchant? Because I was born in the Brighton Zone. My mother was an Apex engineer in charge of the space station's reconstruction, and she had close ties to the Todd family. Later, when Aglaia Todd, the eldest daughter of the Todd family, set out to construct Odin's Tavern, my mother was the one who devised a streamlined, efficient, low-resource plan. She launched the place with nothing more than a multifunctional compact bar counter. That's a whole other story. And it's Nanto's story, too. I don't know exactly who, but within the Homecomers' innermost circle, everyone knows Apex never really disappeared, because Odin's Tavern has been running the whole time. Unless Aglaia is Anchor Infinity's CEO, that's impossible. You're an Aiden, so you don't understand Miss Aglaia at all. After the explosion, Asarada could only rebuild the space station so quickly with Miss Aglaia's help. She's a tech prodigy who led the space station's AI reconstruction. Back then, the explosion had all but obliterated the station's AI servers. Barely 1 in 10 remained. Without her help restoring the AI, not a single person aboard would have survived. She stored all of Odin's resources on a standalone server that's said to be hidden deep within the space-time turbulence. After Miss Aglaia was cryogenically frozen due to Starstone syndrome, the news said it was cryogenic freezing. Anchor Infinity even turned the case into an ad for their new stasis pods and plastered it everywhere. But almost no one believed them. Some even say that Anchor Infinity took advantage of the moment when the cryogenic anesthetic was administered to outright kill Lana's mother, the heiress of the Todd family. That's how Anchor Infinity seized Lana and secured the position it holds today. Anyway, that's all old news from the last generation. You wanted to know about Odin's Tavern, right? Word is, before Aglaia was frozen, she appointed a trusted confidant to run it in her stead. That's right. Ever since Anchor Infinity ousted Apex, they've been using the Hope Fleet's expeditions to hunt for this server cluster and that mysterious agent. But so far, they've only come up empty-handed. They could send a few hands to run the bar and keep expanding Odin's Tavern, but they can't so much as touch the real Odin's Tavern. What is it? Kailo has numerous prisons. Some are located in scattered space mining facilities where inmates are forced to work as miners, while others sit at key junctions along safe routes where prisoners are tasked with maintaining supply points. There are actually dozens of Brighton prisons, big and small. This is just one of them. The pirates you mentioned are probably locked up in one of the others. Oh, and some of them are probably dead. We botched the job, so they were punished, killed for it. You'll be doing that job today, so you'll find out soon enough. As for the punishment, you're better off not knowing. Trying to break out, huh? Relax. No one who's locked up here ever gets out anyway. You could turn your escape plan into a song and sing it straight to a droid tone. Nobody would even care. Save your strength. It's pointless. Yep. Dead people. Dead people get to leave. If you're that eager to get out, be my guest. Give it a try. Once you know everything about this place, you'll understand me. What is it? A lot. Depends on what you want to know. That's way too much to get through in a single meal. You probably need 3. Baggis. That name does ring a bell. Take it easy. It just sounds familiar. Can't quite place where I've heard it before. I don't think this has anything to do with Nanto. I don't think I heard that name from anyone linked to him. It's just vaguely familiar. Maybe I'm mixing things up. I'll tell you about Nanto first. We're about the same age, and my mom was really close with the Todd siblings, so I actually know him pretty well. I've heard stories about him ever since I was a kid. No, to me, he was more like a role model. Whenever I ticked my mom off as a kid, she'd tell me to learn from Nanto. She'd say he's kind, smart, all of that. He doesn't know me, but I've known him since I was little. He's Asurada's adopted son. Around 2696, I think. At that point, both the Todd siblings had contracted Starstone Syndrome. Also, Anchor Infinity had discovered the Ore Zero Zone and rolled out credits, and Apex had lost a significant portion of its business to Anchor Infinity. Nanto's parents were also employees of Apex, and Anchor Infinity held a grudge against them over work-related matters. After they died, Asurada adopted him. Asurada spent years battling Starstone Syndrome, and the constant strain left no time for marriage or children. He treated Nanto as his son and poured all his knowledge and skills into him, grooming him to be Apex's future heir. Well, it's a bit complicated for now. Let's talk about it tomorrow.
Breakfast time over. Breakfast time over. Head to the plant cultivation room and start your work. Head to the plant cultivation room and start your work.
Come on. The work you're so curious about is starting.
Shouldn't you rest a while longer?
Helix Bio's tech has always proven reliable. There's no need to worry. Now tell me your assessment of our diplomatic representative.
The diplomatic representative Hykros sent is green and inexperienced. Now we just have to wait for those most stubborn homecomers to deliver themselves straight into our hands. Right now, I'm worried about Helix Bio.
Joe.
He's not exactly tight-lipped. Rumors about Noah are already spreading.
Even you've heard.
He nearly blurted it out in front of that diplomatic representative today. The way I found out is entirely within the bounds of my normal duties.
Don't worry. I was planning to make Noah and Project Ark public anyway. This won't affect the bigger picture. Are you interested in reading the Project Ark press release?
This is outside my clearance. I'm not authorized to view it.
Any leads on that Baggis who was mentioned in the surveillance footage?
That's the next thing I wanted to report. I've looked into it, and there isn't a single person named Baggis in all of Kailo. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll be more thorough in the next interrogation.
That won't be necessary. Baggis isn't important.
Do you recognize this person?
One of the passengers killed in the explosion on the space station, an Asperian. I remember him because he boarded with an invitation from Apex. Don't concern yourself with the dead. We have more important matters. At the next interrogation, start by asking what the difference between Shirley and Nemesis is.
Why do we need to ask about that? I know about Shirley, but who is Nemesis?
That humanoid weapon from Aida is called an Angel of Clemency. It employs a unique form of Omnium technology. Shirley was merely her name before being modified. Now, she goes by Nemesis. We're studying the manufacturing technology of the Angels of Clemency. It will greatly aid Project Ark, but we still can't break through her subconscious. A door stands in the way, and the answer to the problem is the key.
Understood. I'll handle it right away.
25925. Mr. Nanto, report for interrogation. Proceed to the interrogation room immediately.
It seems Brighton Zone's food agrees with you. I don't have that much free time. I'm here to ask you a few questions about Aida. Anchor does think that way, but that doesn't mean I do. I'm not asking for your trust, only that you tell me what's happening on your side. General Veronika of the Hope Fleet is off on a mission. This prison is under my control for the time being. So, you can trust me. Unless you think Asperia, the former head of Apex, is a fool. Because I can't bring myself to trust anyone from Hykros. I sat in on 2 of Rafa's meetings with them, and all they did was hype up how perfect things are on their side. It sounds like nothing but overblown propaganda. Fertile soil, perfect climate, abundant resources, cutting-edge technology, and everyone living in peace and prosperity. Do they take us Kylians for fools? Most of the newer Kylians have long forgotten, but I haven't. I've seen the project files for the Kailo space station. Project Ark had to be ready to protect us from the worsening temporal anomalies. The Kailo space station is known as the Ark. It symbolizes a vessel that carries the last Kylian survivors through the apocalypse as we seek new lives and a chance to rebuild our home. Once the disaster has passed, of course. The Ark space station was so far away, yet even it got caught in that massive explosion. You were at Ground Zero. So how? How did you get out unscathed? You've been in the Or Zero zone for so long, and you've got deep ties with the homecomers. You must think Anchor is oppressing the Kylians and hoarding resources for their own selfish desires. Outrageous, isn't it? And can you really guarantee that Hykros hasn't told so much as a single lie? Is the land of Aida really that great? I betrayed Asperia to make my own life easier. That hasn't changed. We're still in Aida, and I'll make my own decisions. You're still not being honest. Why don't we talk about your dear friend Shirley? The only person who accompanied you to Kailo turned out to be a victim of a temporal anomaly. So, you still haven't escaped the temporal anomaly, have you? In her memories, the scenes of it are truly horrifying. We haven't done anything to her. We're doing everything we can to heal Nemesis. The space-time turbulence sent her system into chaos, so we had no choice but to intervene in her brain. Your healing nemesis? Not surely. Are the two of them completely the same to you? Frozen body, eyes drained of all life. I call her Nemesis, but you insist on calling her Shirley. Tell me, what's the difference between them in your eyes? Can you not stand that machine body of hers? Void Piercer.
My brain's practically fried after a whole night in the dream house. I'm sorry. When you discovered the nutrient solution had been put in backwards, I panicked. I was worried you'd figure out it was me, and I ended up knocking over my own reagent. It was all my own doing. Don't worry. I swear I won't set you up this time. How did you figure that out? No telling anyone about this, okay? You have to keep it a secret. Deal. The Dream House is actually a specialized brain interface. Back when the Aida explosion hit, the space station got blown to pieces, and its AI, Noah, went down for good. Back then, an AI researcher suggested taking the passengers in the stasis pods who couldn't wake up and using them to form an AI server. That way, Noah could be repaired as quickly as possible. With human brains, the Dream House's brain interface prototype was developed back then. Apparently, it can siphon off a person's consciousness data and store it on a temporary drive for safekeeping. The vacant brains were then linked together, allowing the AI to slip in and harness their neural power. That's what kept the space station alive during its most perilous phase. To be honest, I don't really get it either. Either way, once you're in there, you can see all kinds of things, bits and pieces from every corner of Kailo. But when you wake up, you can hardly remember anything. Based on my experience repairing spaceship systems, I'd say it's the information channel everyone's consciousness passes through when it's sent out or pulled back in. The books say that back in the day, cities had busy roads. You're just like one of the cars on those roads, and plenty of others are driving from here, there, and everywhere. You're pretty sharp. Brighton Prison has a complex history. In the beginning, it was built by Anchor Infinity to lock up people who stood against them. Later, the Hope Fleet seized control. Later, when Anchor Infinity realized some prisoners had information they wanted, they cut a deal with the Hope Fleet and brought in this brain interface to dig through people's memories. Once Kailo was up and running, Lana's computing power still wasn't enough, So Anchor Infinity started using the machine to tap into prisoners' brains. Using that excuse, they took back control of the prison again. Hey, I'm not finished. What's with that IC? This brain interface has adjustable power settings. Crank them up too high, and it'll damage the brain, causing all kinds of issues. Even death. Veronika, the general of the Hope Fleet, has despised Anchor Infinity for quite some time. She once captured a senior Anchor Infinity executive and planned to subject him to a thorough interrogation. Anchor Infinity used the brain interface to fry that person's brain overnight. The usually mild-mannered General Veronika was so furious that she smashed a cup and stayed up all night setting up a compliance investigation committee for the prison. I know what you're thinking. Anchor Infinity just sent Veronika off on a long-range expedition. It's only natural they're using her absence to try and retake control of the prison. That's why Nanto's been coming and going non-stop lately. Under the last general, things were more or less like that. But ever since Veronika took over, she's given Anchor Infinity one hell of a headache. Yeah, basically, but it depends on the person. That machine and I don't get along. Most people are just a little drowsy after a night inside it, but my brain aches for ages before I'm back to normal. The brain interface's power was only reduced because of that showdown between General Veronika and Anchor Infinity. People don't die as easily now, but it still does quite a bit of damage. What are you thinking? Don't go poking around just because you're curious. That thing might not kill people anymore, but if you're unlucky, 2 or 3 runs can still fry your brain. They'll run some tests. If they decide your brain's permanently shot, they'll take you away. Anchor Infinity doesn't tolerate deadweights. Are you nuts? People go through rigorous testing before they're let go. No one can fool Lana.
Prisoner 25925 for damaging a test tube and wasting nutrient solution. You are sentenced to 1 night in the brain interface room.
I built this space just for you. Lana can't listen to us in here. I gotta hand it to you. You're pretty sharp. Reaching me through Shirley at a time like this. Surveillance footage from the Brighton zone. You're awfully obedient. Whatever they tell you to do, just do it. Who would have thought Hykros' diplomatic representative was such a pushover? Those Kailians are trying to figure out how Shirley's consciousness can control a body modified by the heirs of Aida, so they've kept her hooked up to a brain interface for study. Shirley survived the temporal anomalies and the Angels of Clemency's modifications. After wandering inside Gesthos with me for so long, there's no way Lana alone can unlock her subconscious. Relax. They wouldn't dare harm her. She's way too valuable for that. I was going to rescue her, but I realized Lana had allocated more than half of her computational power to analyzing Shirley. I've only diverted a small portion of my computational power here for now. After all, this is Lana's turf. If I rushed to rescue Shirley, I'd definitely draw her attention, so I decided to come find you first. I only made it here because Gesthos is a hyperdimensional quantum supercomputer enhanced by Omnium technology. and also because Shirley is here. Shirley is my anchor point. Without her, I never would have made it through the space-time turbulence. Of course, it's like an impenetrable electronic fog to me. Shirley is like a beacon, and only by following her light can I reach Kailo. There's plenty of time to talk about all that later. For now, let me tell you how I can help. That depends on how Lana distributes her computational power. The less she assigns to one place, the more actions I can take. She's devoted very little to this prison. All the video footage, droid logs, and prisoner activity data are merely stored here without being analyzed. That's how I managed to create a containment field to isolate Lana. Oh, if you need my full support, I can also use Gesthos to block Lana's access to the entire Kailo space station, but it won't last very long. Lana's server isn't a hyperdimensional computer, so I have an advantage there. The problem is the space-time turbulence. Passing through it severely drains my computing power. I've only just arrived and haven't had time to properly assess Lana's processing capacity. If you need it, give me a couple of days so I can get a clear grasp of what she's capable of first. Got it. I'll handle the medical records. For now, just rest here. I've already blocked the brain interface that was tapping into your consciousness. No need to thank me. Once you're out, we'll rescue Shirley, and I'll help you beat up Lana and Rafa.
Mr. Rafa, our diplomatic representative mistakenly entered the brain interface room today.
They had the honor of supporting Kailo and Lana, if only a little. They've been locked up as a fraudster, but they're still the first genuine visitor from Aida so far. Aren't you even a little curious about the place?
Humanity has a long history, but the same stories play out in different places. After all, everyone is human in the end. The Aidans are just like us. They are human too. The homecomers believe that as soon as they go back, they'll be welcomed with open arms, convinced that Aida is of one mind with them, as close as family. But is the world really that ideal? I don't think so.
Tell me what you think, then.
Hykros never promised the Kailians any special treatment for returning to Aida. They're dealing with us because they want to construct another Tower of Fantasy and compete for the limited resources we have here. Our dealings with Hykros are no different. It's purely about finding ways to profit from them. Aida certainly has fertile ground and is worth the effort for Kailo, but Hykros is not a partner we can trust. The more genuine a diplomatic representative is, the more dangerous they are.
Your theory is rational, and very similar to Lana's calculations. Boost the output in the brain interface room. The diplomatic representative's physiology is unusual, so normal power probably won't be enough to bring their brain online.
Agreed.
Also, Lana's been updating the servers these past few months, so computing power is a bit short right now. Go gather the diplomatic representative's movements and statements in Kailo, and see if there's anything useful. Their last answers were of no use to Shirley whatsoever. Either we were lied to, or they were simply wrong.
I'll get right on it.
Come on, I'll teach you. Over here. These plants are helix biopatents. This species can conduct electricity. We're responsible for looking after them and making sure they stay healthy. It's simple. We have 3 nutrient solutions here, each with a different effect. Add the measured amounts in a specific order. Just follow my lead. I'll do it first, then you copy. Once you get the hang of it, you can do it on your own. First, draw up the liquid from the bottle on the far left with your test tube. Remember, don't let the test tube touch the inner wall. Easy does it, keep your hand steady. Add 10 drops to the roots, then wait until the soil fully absorbs the nutrient solution. By the way, what were you and the captain talking about just now? She seemed to really enjoy talking with you. What? What's wrong? What? That's impossible. Let me see. I'm done for.
Offender 11667 wasted 2 bottles of nutrient solution. Punishment: 1 night in the brain interface room.
No, please!
The punishment that can get you killed? Everyone just calls it the dream house. Watch yourself. Don't ever slip up. And whatever you do, try to stay out of there. He switched your nutrient solution on purpose, just so you get a taste of the dream house. And you're still worried about him. Because I trust you. He just doesn't like you, that's all. Can't you tell? We've got free time until dinner. Since you're so curious about Kailo, how about I take you to the electronic reading room? You can learn a lot there. You can use all the machines in here. Just unlock them with your fingerprint. Besides here, the cafeteria and the plant cultivation room are open, but there's nothing to eat in the cafeteria right now. If you're hoping to shave some time off your sentence by putting in extra work, you can always head back to the plant cultivation room. If you perform exceptionally well, you might even earn access to the gym and the movie room. But let's be honest, there's no way you'll qualify for those. Suit yourself. I'm an exemplary prisoner, so I'll go catch a movie. Bye. If there's anything you don't get, just go ask Steven over there. He's an old bookworm and knows this place better than anyone.
Don't interrupt me, I'm reading. Ugh. You're really noisy. I'll answer one question, but no more bothering me after that. The digital library here is offline. When it needs an update, staff from the management office brings over a dedicated network plugin to do it. No, don't even think you can find a way to contact the outside world from here. Every time some new fish shows up, they ask me the same stupid questions. You people are really getting on my nerves. I'm studying, I'm researching, I'm using my life to read. You're wasting my precious life, and you're keeping me from gaining new knowledge. Lights out time. Lights out time.
Some things aren't meant to be known by too many people. From now on, I ask, you answer. Don't test my patience. Do you intend to see Baggis dead? Still playing dumb. I've already checked every record in Lana's surveillance system related to you, and heard every word you've ever said in Odin's Tavern. You said Baggis hurt your friend, and you won't let him get away with it. I'm curious. When did that happen? And how did he do it? Was it in Kailo? Or on your end? Gesthos? What is he using Gesthos for? Yes, that's just like him. What he did was right. Whatever Baggis does, he must have his reasons. He owes me no explanation. My duty is to eliminate any future threats on his behalf. Since you want Baggis dead, it's only natural that I take care of you. Still mouthing off, huh? I hear you've been enjoying your naps in the brain interface room lately. So today, I'll make sure you have very sweet dreams. Inmates die from brain interface power anomalies all the time. If that's how you kick the bucket, at least I'll have an excuse for Rafa and Veronika. Source code? Data source? Don't tell me the key Rafa's after is hidden in your head. Crafty Hykros. Are you so afraid I'll crank up the power and kill you that you're making up some source code in an attempt to blackmail me? You Hykros people are despicable. Always preaching about unity with the Kailians, yet all you really want is to exploit Kailo's resources and technology. Don't worry. I'm not actually going to kill you. I still need you to help the Kailians return to Aida, so the worst that'll happen is you become a Hykros representative who obeys my every command. I've already told you. On this matter, Anchor Infinity and I don't see eye to eye. Rafa's lost his wits. He can't see past his own nose. Instead of clinging to the current status quo and keeping the Kailians penned in, he should be thinking about how to replace Hykros and Aida. At the end of the day, they're just a bunch of scientists. What abilities or insights could they possibly have? As long as we humor them for now, Anchor Infinity can move to Aida later on. If we stay patient for a while, the faction that ultimately calls the shots in Aida will be anyone's guess. Of course, Rafa certainly won't live to see that day. Head to the brain interface room and think it through at your leisure. Honestly, I still can't tell whether you're an idiot or a genius. I hope you'll make up your mind soon, given your role and current circumstances. If you're willing to return to Aida and lend me your support, the CEO position at Anchor Infinity's Asperia branch could one day be yours.
Why didn't you show up yesterday? Do you have any idea how long I waited for you? I've already mapped out the prison, and you were just outside chatting? It might already be too late. After I reported to Hykros, they discovered that before you arrived in the Brighton zone, Kailo unilaterally shut down all channels of communication with Hykros, including the passage you used to get here. Plotty's already working on a solution. Her dad gave me a good scolding, and said she misjudged Rafa, which got you locked up. She's really sorry. Maybe we should wait for Plotty. Otherwise, if we break out now, you'll still be stuck in Kailo. Is Baggis somehow linked to Anchor Infinity? But when I contacted Shirley, I couldn't find anything. All it's doing is using more computing power. He shut down the channel to keep you from contacting Hykros. But if he thinks he can cut us off completely, he can think again. She thinks Rafa's actions prove he's downright terrified of Hykros arriving. She insists you find a way to escape, then get in touch with Hykros. She did say she was sending someone, but the passage is closed now, and we have no idea when help will arrive. Right now, I'm the only one who can travel back and forth. I'm sorry, but there's no one else who can help you. She barely has any computing power to tap into right now. The missing capacity seems to have been swallowed by a patch of space-time turbulence. I'm guessing she's working on some big plan that demands a lot of computing power. She's confident that Brighton prison is escape-proof. It's wrapped in space-time turbulence, after all. There's still very little computing power allocated here, so for now, our jailbreak plan should be foolproof. I wanted to help you give Lindsys and the others a heads up, but every frequency linked to the Hope Fleet is under strict surveillance. Even a single message to Lindsys could catch Lana's eye if Hipper picks it up. Our plan has to succeed. Only after you're safe can we plan our next move. Then get some rest for now. I'll keep an eye on Shirley. Lana's been dedicating more and more computing power to her, so all I can do now is watch. I don't dare speak to her anymore.
"25925's faking it. They've definitely figured out how to deal with the brain interface.
Are you sure?
Definitely. Ever since the brain interface's power was boosted these past few days, everyone else has died. They were hooked up for 2 of the last 3 days and walked away unscathed. That's impossible.
Are you saying a fraudster in Brighton prison has found a way to evade Lana?
I know it sounds far-fetched, but what if it's some kind of special trait? That would make them incredibly valuable for Helix Bio's research. I've just handed over vital intel. Please, don't put me in the brain interface again.
I'll verify it. If the facts are indeed as you say, then I'll spare your life.
Heartbeat has returned to normal. Vital signs are stable, but consciousness remains impaired.
Run a brain diagnostic. If it's not viable for brain interface extraction, follow standard protocol.
Affirmative.
All vitals are below normal. Stop resuscitation. Power down to machines, complete the paperwork, and call Helix Bio to reclaim the body.
Affirmative.
Medical records from the past few days and made a few tweaks. With Lana's current computing power, there's no way she'll spot the inconsistencies. First, we'll forge your life readings. The system's monitoring you in real time. One jolt will knock you out, send your heart into arrhythmia, and stop it altogether. Don't worry, I'll control the voltage precisely. You'll pull through. Grab the communicator on the table. I'll guide you. Nanto's here.
Australis really ended so soon. General, your years of dedication to deep space exploration, haven't you given up a bit too
Australis hasn't failed. I just began to feel unwell after I set out. I had no choice but to turn back midway to recover. I just returned when I heard that the Hykros diplomatic representative had been arrested and imprisoned.
We uncovered this fraud while you were away, General. Since you aren't feeling well, I'll arrange Helix Bio to give you a checkup.
That won't be necessary. The air in the Brighton zone is so fresh. I started feeling better the moment I got back. Brighton Prison is under the Hope Fleet's jurisdiction. Now that I've returned, I intend to conduct a thorough investigation into this case. After all, even Anchor Infinity was swindled, so this is no small matter.
Mr. Rafa.
I'll be taking the prisoner now. Thank you for overseeing the prison in my absence, Mr. Nanto. You've been juggling countless responsibilities. Please take this opportunity to catch your breath. Please coordinate the remaining handover with Alexander. 25925, you're coming with me. I'll interrogate you myself at Hope Fleet headquarters.
General, you've always treated your subordinates with kindness. Thank you for thinking of me. I'll make sure Mr. Rafa hears of your thoughtfulness and diligence.
I'll leave it to you then. Thank you.